Hi Sages, and welcome to your February 2020 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk about your energy coming up in this really incredible month. I love it, okay? Look at all this major arcana, the Empress, Temperance, the World, Judgment. It's going to be an awesome month for you guys. Everything looks wonderful. I'm going to talk about it in depth. You have the Six of Pentacles as your central theme, and that makes sense because it's like as you're kind of grazing and as you're coming back from 2019, where you had Jupiter in your sign, where you had a lot of fun, fiery experiences that became a bit confusing, you now have a complete rebirth, basically, okay? So complete rebirth for Sagittarius, I think that is an interesting concept, and you move from the beginning of February with maybe more attention placed on how you want to manifest your philosophies, how you want to make the really hyper-creative aspect of your personality real, okay? And this is what I've been talking about for Sagittarius for a few months now as we've moved into this heavier, more dense material Capricorn time. The way that Sagittarius really feels embodied and feels healthy and aspirational this year is by taking that inner creative drive and somehow making it real. And you guys have to get creative to do that. It's not going to be the same thing for everybody. For some people, it's about writing the book. For some people, it's about doing the album. For some people, it's about, running for office. For others, it's about, a myriad of things. But you want, as a Sagittarius, to take the lessons that you learned over the last 12 years and turn them into something real and vibrant for yourself. And you truly can do that here strongly. Those plans basically start here. I feel you to be a very strategic person this month, and I feel you to really be getting real with what you need to do the thing, basically. So for those of you who may have wanted to start the entrepreneurial business, I feel you to be cutting back on your expenses so that you can make that a reality. The Six of Pentacles is your central theme. I find it a favorable aspect in this context because typically that can be a bit of a dense energy where you're really feeling like you're being held hyper accountable for everything. Other people are not being held accountable, but you're being held accountable. You're being forced to give back or being forced to take from someone, and it's like sometimes it feels very existential with the Six of Pentacles. But I like how you have all of these, kind of fiery fun energies: Temperance, the Empress, Two of Wands, even Judgment in this context. And it's almost like it's registering all of that, and it's keeping a record, or it's keeping an account of the incredible things that you're doing here. So I do want to just alert you to that right off the bat, is that what you do here will be accounted for. So what you do here is memorable. People are keeping track of what you're doing as a Sagittarius. So you want to beware of doing things that might seem unfavorable or might seem unfair in the future. That's not typically what you do anyway, but you do want to think about how it comes off, basically, what you're doing, how you're projecting yourself out. This month, it might be criticized, or it might be really seen by a lot of other people. The Empress is an interesting energy to be introducing itself for you in February, because to me that says you're being elevated or you're being promoted in some way to a higher hierarchical position. And this is a big part of the year of 2020, is a new type of hierarchy, or a new type of experience of the hierarchy with all the Capricorn energy. And we've been familiar with this for the last decade to a degree, ever since Pluto has been there. But it's just being strengthened even further by your ruling planet, Jupiter, being in Capricorn. So that's an interesting thing to see. It's almost like by your ruling planet also going into the hierarchical sign of Capricorn, it's like you are being elevated in that at the same time, if you can be accountable and if you can exercise some degree of discernment and what's the word? I'm trying to think of the perfect word. Sagittarius really has to be able to exercise some amount of caution and the ability to hold back. So you're a very boisterous energy. You're a very, you don't spontaneous, basically. Here you have to be a bit more pragmatic and a bit more angled in how you do your actions, but through doing that, you're very rewarded. Also, I feel it to be a great health month for you guys. I think old negative health patterns will be wrapping up, and I think that you do have to let go of them. You have Four of Pentacles, and it's the Four of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles are the only things that I find to be potentially difficult, but at the same time, it's right for you because you need to be saving more. Four of Pentacles is about holding on to and saving. And then Six of Pentacles is also about, again, accountability, registering. So there's something about your accounts, maybe like your bank accounts or your even like social media accounts or something that is really undergoing a big type of change right now. And it's best to be conservative with it, I will say. And it's best to be holding back. It's best to be discerning and not just, swiping the credit card, whether that be physically or proverbially. You have to be really aware of your time. You have to be really aware of the time that you're giving to people, the time that you're investing in your job, the time that you're spending sleeping. All of these things for a Sagittarius have to become accounted for, okay? And just through that, you will get so successful this month. But let's go ahead and jump into the week to week, and we'll see what else is coming up for you all. Week number 1, you guys have the Empress rooted down by Ace of Swords. So a new idea of how to get where you want to be, okay? With your feeling of being promoted or your desire for elevation, or basically your desire to take your own philosophy and your own creativity and give it back and make it real, you are being awarded some degree of power, the power to cut away old confines and also new ideas. I love the Empress and the Ace of Swords together. It can feel a bit bleak, and because the Empress is also all about like earthly healing. It's about feeling like one with your environment and feeling supported by your environment. So Ace of Swords can make it feel angled too much, or it can make it feel like we're looking the part to achieve power, or we're wielding our own environment or our own resources as a weapon or something. That can come off during the first week. So you want to watch out for that. You want to stay humble in the first week of February and throughout all of February. And you want to hold back. I really would recommend holding back and try to channel the Ace of Swords energy more so as like intelligence or new ideas that could be coming in about how to make your environment and your own sense of earthly healing more healing and more succinct, more healing for you, okay? And as you move into the second week with Two of Wands rooted down by Temperance, there is a great sweet spot there. Aquarius time for you Sagittarius is just a wild ride. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful energy because Aquarius is kind of coming out of nowhere this year. Aquarius is not super represented in the sky right now, and neither are you. So there's almost an ability to be low profile here, yet very in your power, and I really like that for you guys. It's not about being flashy or looking like the Empress or looking like the Emperor or looking like the person who has the power. It's really about maybe keeping your head down a little bit and finding like secrets, okay? Like finding secrets to the universe, or finding secrets to, and secret actually isn't the right word. It's like finding more obvious ways to just make your life better and to enjoy humor and to also find a greater sense of balance. So Temperance is all about balance and also alchemy too. So your strategy, your sense of strategy represented by Two of Wands, and your sense of ability to see things from a higher perspective, to see the big picture, becomes alchemized with your own personal ability and your own, again, the Empress, earthly healing and connection to environment. So this is kind of a merging of the micro and macrocosmic features, which again is something that is incredible to see for you because you're not super activated in this year, so you get some degree of free reign, and I find that very, very impactful for you. The second week is a great time to think, what do I need to consolidate? What do I need to mix together? What do I need to no longer be drinking from as well? What is the quality of my water like? Am I being hydrated enough? Temperance is a health card too, so it'll be good to maybe understand the bigger picture of your health, the bigger picture of your emotional health. Are there a lot of things that are still holding on to you that are just a little bit too big now, a little bit too out of place, maybe holding on from last year or something? It's a good time to sort all of that out in a time of gaining prosperity, benevolence, and luck for you, truly. Week number 3, you have King of Cups rooted down by the World. So change in emotional connection to your environment, a certain way of emoting or a certain way of reacting to certain stimulus will just kind of start to change. So you're going through an emotional evolution in the third week. You are, because King of Cups represents masculine higher evolved emotional context and emotional experiences. So being able to assert your emotion or being able to control the emotion in an evolved way. And then the world is about an ending phase, and it's about, coming past something and wrapping something up and preparing to start over, seeing it from the vantage point of maybe a really long story. So what I interpret that as for you, Sages, is a need to really ask yourself, if it like an emotional experience comes into your life, do I want to cry? Do I want to be angry? Do I truly feel anything towards this? I feel a degree of needing to act a certain way for other people. It's like other people around you expect you to be sad about this or angry about this or upset when it's maybe not what you support. Also, like maybe certain people expecting you to take some kind of political stance, or certain people who basically have demanded that you have a certain political outlook or a certain outlook. And even aside from politics, like people demanding that you see the world in a certain way. So we are overcoming that, I think, in the third week, and starting to really find a new maintenance of our own emotions. But again, another great week. And also the conclusion of old emotional problems to be in more layman's terms and as a more simple interpretation. Old problems that just disintegrate and go away. Old things that were stressing you out that made you get like very emotionally smart subside, and it kind of starts over. And then you have judgment rooted down by the Four of Pentacles in the fourth week. And I love it when, as you guys know, I love it, like, for example, in the fourth week, a 4 card comes up to me. It says you're operating really well in synchronicity. So a new outlook on money and a new outlook on what you hold on to. So aside from money, it's time, energy, belongings, material, things that you won't let go of, property, debt as well. All of these things are going to have a rebirth in your life and going to have a new connotation, a new outlook come in. So what you see there is the ability to pay off debt, or the ability to donate things, or the ability to find a house or something that suits you a lot more in a frugal and pragmatic way. So again, one thing that will not be tolerated for Sages this month will be impulse spending or overspending, or a demand to have like a higher desire than your means, or something that would have been more so the story last year. And you are encouraged to find frugality and to find a greater sense of enjoyment within that, and understanding that you are supported. Like the Empress energy is prevalent for you. So your environment is going to shape itself up. You might inherit something. You might, somebody might give you an act of kindness and say, stay in my house, or stay in my vacation house, or do this or that. There's like acts of kindness from other people that really build you up. It's not so much about thinking, okay, I want to buy that really expensive thing, or I want to sacrifice what I have to take on something that is not right for me. Those would be old stories. And again, Six of Pentacles does cast a tone as your central theme onto all of this. So to a degree, all of this healing and all this incredible benevolence and power has to be accounted for, and has to be for a purpose. Okay, that's an interesting thing, Sages. Coming out of the pig year and out of 2019, now these creative cycles have to serve a purpose and have to get you somewhere further in the future. And it's almost incredible for Sages to be re-encountering their own sense of purpose here and defining what that might be. So congratulations, Sages. I find your energy to be one of the most benevolent and prosperous in the month of February. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button. I would be so honored to have you subscribed, and to also, if you could hit the like button, it shows YouTube that you liked this, so it's very helpful. If you guys have been around for a while, my channel memberships are live. You can hit the blue join button if you wanted to support the content, or again, show YouTube that you value the content. It's a very, very helpful. And all of my links will be in the description box, show more section below, where you can book a private reading. I do daily updates on Twitter. You guys should follow me there. And I will be catching up with you guys soon. Again, keep that subscribe button and the bell button hit. I'm posting a lot of new videos throughout February and March that will just be side content that I am so passionate about, and I think will be really resonant for you all and helpful in your healing journey. So we'll be talking soon, Sages. Much love, good luck in this awesome month for you. Bye-bye.